We have to be in acceptance of the fact that nothing is really under control. This is all like organized chaos, and the organizer of that chaos is not us. The organizer of that chaos is something bigger than us. And I personally believe that that organizer of the chaos is God, love, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I believe that it's an energy that intrinsically connects everything. And I was actually talking about this. I had this thought the other day, and I talked about it with my friend as well. Shout out Riley and Charlotte. You guys are fucking awesome. But so I had this thought the other day in the car that God, I'm just going to stick with the word God. God created everything already connected. Everything is already intertwined, interwoven. Everything is already created with the purpose of it being one. And as humans, we have a very, very unique experience because we are small-minded, so we don't see how everything is connected. So it takes us time to see how things come full circle. And when we do see things come full circle, or we experience a really crazy synchronicity or whatever, it like blows our mind. And God is like, that's so funny because like that's just like how things are. It's not like I'm creating those synchronicities in real time. It's just the very nature of my creation is already that everything is connected. So it's just a matter of time until you as a human see how it's connected. But for me, I've always known it was connected because I created everything as connected. So it's just funny because as humans, we have really narrow minds and we don't really see from a larger point of perspective. And God, that thing that's bigger than us and created things to naturally be like that, obviously does. And so when we're walking through our life and we're navigating through the unknown, we don't really know what our career is going to be, or we're in a 9-to-5 and we're not happy and we don't really know what we're going to devote our life to, or when we're single and we haven't met anyone and we really want to like start a family and we don't really know where that person's coming from and we've been trying to meet people and it hasn't really been working out, or whatever your thing that you're going through is, or you want to be making money doing that thing you love but you don't really know where it's going to come from, and like you're in this like place of like, I don't know, like I don't see how this is going to like work out for me. I think it's so easy for us as humans to like go into our thinking minds and try to figure it all out on our own. And now I'm not saying that there's not like tangible real life action that we can take towards some of the things that we desire. Like I don't think it's fine to just sit there and do nothing. Although dependent on your level of trying to figure it out, sometimes that's what's best. If you're always trying to figure out to a point of like it's a lot, maybe it's best to drop it for a bit. But I do think that there is some level of action that does need to be taken. But at some point, we have to realize that we're in the middle of our story. We're the beginning of our story, however you want to perceive it. And there is something bigger than us that created us, that has already made our life come full circle. There are moments, small moments as humans, that we will recognize when those things come full circle. And to me, those are little moments when you have a conversation with someone and then 2 minutes later, someone else says the same thing. Or when you mention something to someone and it seems like they were just thinking about that like a day or two ago. Like those are all things that just show me how connected we are. Or just different things that like I can ask God to like bring me a specific thing and it'll just come up for me. Like it'll just present itself in my life, and that just reminds me, oh, like everything really is connected. I have something that's on my team, you know. And one thing I've been practicing recently is allowing space for all of it to be here, for all of the questions that I have, all of the unanswered things that I really want to know the answers to, but I don't. Like creating space for all of it to be there, for the questions, for the answers, for the things I perceive as good, for the things I perceive as bad, for the things I want to change, for the things that I'm happy with. Just allowing space, allowing breathing room for it all to be there, not trying to like change everything from a space of like desperateness, you know, from really like just letting things simmer, letting things just be as they are. And that's not always easy because we want to know what's next. We want to know the answer. We want to know how things turn out. But sometimes when we focus too much on that, we suck the life out of what's here. So we're not enjoying our connections. We're not enjoying our moments. We're not enjoying what life is now and the beauty of what life is now and how far we've come. There's so many things in my life that I didn't know I would be doing now. And I didn't start doing those things by stressing out. They just all started to unfold naturally as I started prioritizing making the best of my moments. Prioritizing just realizing that this moment is all I have, and my job is to do my best to be in it and just make the best of it, to do something that would bring me joy, to prioritize my health and my well-being and my peace of mind. And sometimes we have to put away the mind's need for control and knowing, because that, when it becomes too loud, sucks the life out of all of the tools that are available to us now. And it also forgets the fact that we have something, God, working on behalf of us to help us see that bigger picture. And sometimes it takes time, and sometimes we have to be patient, and sometimes it doesn't all make sense, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy where we currently are. Sometimes when we're so focused on trying to figure it all out, we don't really enjoy where we currently are. And if you want to enjoy where you're going, you kind of have to start by what's right in front of you, which is where you currently are. Like, how do you expect to be happy when you get to that specific thing that you view as successful if you're not happy like now? Like, what do you think, happiness is just gonna come? No, happiness is a feeling that you cultivate, just like peace is a feeling that you cultivate, just like learning how to become aware of your thoughts and emotions is a thing. It's a skill that you cultivate. It's like going to the gym. You have to start doing the reps every single day so that you can build strength, right? It's the same exact thing for these spiritual principles. You have to literally exercise them every single day, obviously, without being overly rigid and without being overly hard on yourself for the times when you fall back into old ways. It's this like balancing act that we're constantly having to readjust and redirect and navigate through. And sometimes when we get too into our thinking mind and too logical and too strategic and too in our ego trying to figure it out, it actually has the opposite effect. And so I've been on that side of it, and it takes time to undo that. But what we want to do is become like an ocean, like the waves, where we're just flowing and we're knowing when to just kind of allow and then when to act. You know, it's this act that we're all learning how to navigate through, and it's just part of life. It's our journey that we're all on. And one thing that's really beautiful is that everyone is doing this. It's not just someone that is like me that's actively using this language. Every single human on the planet has their own way of navigating life and has their own ideals and ways of perceiving life and the ways that they think is the best way to move. And the best thing that we can do is stay fluid and open-minded to new ways of moving through our life, and not becoming rigid and thinking that we know the way, and really staying humble and knowing that ultimately as humans, we don't really know anything. We are just doing our best. And that's why I also feel like staying connected with that energy that is bigger than us, God, love, universe, and seriously asking for support and for love and for guidance, and for that energy to show you the way, to show you what you need to see, to show you and teach you. Because when you humbly ask for help, you will receive help, and you will be shown, and you'll build a connection with that higher aspect, and it will bring so much confidence in your life, and so much, just, it's almost like an exhale where you can just be like, oh, okay, like, I'm loved, I'm valued. This isn't 100% under my control. Do I have to take action? Of course, but it can be aligned action based on what I receive from that energy that's bigger from me. So the pressure isn't all on you anymore. The pressure isn't on you. You can literally put that pressure on God and say, God, like, I don't fucking know the answer to this. I don't know how things are gonna unfold. I don't know what the best action is, and I'm fucking going nuts trying to figure it out, and I can't do it anymore. So please help me figure it out. And when you just say what you're feeling and what you're going through, and you cry out to something bigger than you, you like almost release this burden that you've been carrying that you were never meant to carry. You weren't designed to carry it all on your own. You weren't. It's not possible to do it all on your own. And when you can humbly admit that you need help from something bigger than you, and from your community, and from your friends, and the people that love you and that you love, and you can talk about the things that you go through, and you can allow yourself to be in the things that you go through, while also seeing the beauty that's around you, and not letting those things take over you, not letting your mind just like run the show and always be trying to figure everything out for you all the time. When you can just acknowledge that those feelings are there, but also in this moment you're safe. In this moment you have food in your belly and a roof over your head and people that love you, and you're safe in this moment. So it's like this juggling act that we're all constantly navigating through, and it's just part of being human. It's just part of being human. And it's all really connected, to go back to like what I was talking to my friends about and what I was talking to myself with in the car. It really is like already all connected, but as humans there's like this like time lag where we don't really see how it's connected yet, but God does. And so sometimes it's so important to lean on something bigger, to just make us feel like we got this, because we do got this. We were wired for this. And that's just something I've been practicing. I've been practicing allowing myself to feel multiple things and not let those things take over. Like being able to hold the fact that I don't know, and there's a part of me that wants to know, but also there's so much that I already do know, and there's so much that's already really awesome in my life. Just letting myself be where I am right now. And whenever I feel like feelings of like being overwhelmed or like anxious, or I can feel my mind just wanting to figure it out or creating scenarios or whatever, it's like, breathe. Like, what is in my like immediate reality? Like right here, right now, like what is here? And allowing myself to feel the things that are coming up, but doing so courageously. Feeling the fact that I'm feeling that way, but not being afraid of the fact that I'm feeling that way. Facing the fear of the emotions that arise within us, because we are afraid of our emotions. So many, it's just, we're afraid of our emotions. We've been trained to fear the feelings that feel uncomfortable to us. And so when you feel something that's uncomfortable, that's an opportunity to face the fear of that emotion, to bravely go in, put your suit on and say, okay, I'm gonna face this. I'm gonna sit with this feeling. I'm gonna literally breathe into it, and I'm gonna feel internally my own power, the love, the courage that's coursing through my veins, and I'm going to also feel that emotion. I'm not going to keep running from that emotion. I'm not going to keep numbing myself from that emotion. And if I do, I'm going to give myself compassion for doing so, and I'm going to try again next time to face that emotion, right? But doing our best to face what arises for us and to do so courageously, knowing that we can also feel that. We can feel the courage and the love that courses through our veins simultaneously as we feel anxious about the future, or as we observe our mind trying to figure it all out, right? So we don't have to go fully into one. I'm learning that we have this capacity to hold many things. It's like this room that's full of things. You don't just have one thing in a room. You have a bed in a room, you have maybe a TV and a desk and a chair and a couch or whatever. You hold space for many things. You don't just keep one thing in a room. It's the same thing for our internal life. We don't just feel one thing. We can feel a myriad of things. We can be feeling anxious while at the same time feeling our feet on the floor, or feeling our breath, or listening to the birds outside. We have a bigger capacity, and the more we go to that internal spiritual gym and practice those muscles of holding many things, the less amount of time we'll have that these emotions that feel so big take us. So we're learning how to increase our capacity to hold many things, so that when these stronger emotions arise, they don't just take us, because we are grounded in not just that, we have other things that we have trained ourselves to focus on and to be in, so that when those emotions arise, we can notice them, but they don't completely take over our life. And that's what we're learning how to do. We are increasing our capacity to hold the myriad of emotions, thoughts, feelings, experiences that this life is inevitably going to just have. We're all going to experience these things. And the more you tune in with yourself and your life and other people and your heart, the more you're going to observe how much is actually going on, and you're going to be able to stay in your own energy field and be in yourself. And it takes practice, and it takes time, and it takes exercising every single day to the best of your ability. And it's what we're here doing. And that relationship and that practice changes every single day. And every single day is a new day, and you're a different person. So there are always going to be new things and new challenges and new things to learn that arise every single day. And that's the beautiful part of this journey, is we're always having to constantly readjust and tap into new ways of being. And it's something that is so humbling, because we don't ever really know. We don't really have the answers, and we're all just doing it one moment, one day at a time. And you might think you have it figured out, but you're never really gonna figure it out. And the more you can just release that pressure of figuring it out and just be where you are, I think that's when we start to tap into really nice levels of just being at ease and at peace and calm and still. And that clears your mind to be able to take the action that you need to take in order to move to that place that you know you want to move. But when you're trying to figure it out from a state of fear and a state of anxiety and despair, it clouds your mind. And actually the mind is meant to be a tool to be used so that you can move towards the things that you want. But when your mind is clouded, you lose your sense of discernment and judgment. But when you can do everything I just said, then you're able to create a clearness in your mind. That fog goes away, and you're able to see things for what they are. And then you start to open yourself up to receive different ideas, different insights, all the things that bigger thing, God, is trying to give to you, but is asking you, but hasn't been able to give it to you because you've been trying to figure it out on your own, and that never works. And so when you stop trying to figure it out all on your own and you stop being freaking stressed out and freaking out about it, you open your mind to receive the clarity that you need, and in turn really fortify your connection with God and with yourself and with life. And hold on one sec. And that's, yeah, obviously it sounds super beautiful when you say it like that, but then we have the challenges of everyday life and all the things that come up and the things that kind of blind us from seeing that. But, you know, we're all just doing our best here, and yeah, it really is a flow that we're constantly going into and also flowing out of. We're not always going to see things clearly too, and we have to be able to accept that sometimes we're going to be in resistance. Sometimes we're not going to see things clearly, and sometimes what I just said I'm going to forget, you know, and that's okay too. That's why it's so important to hold the practices of being able to hold those things while also holding the beauty of now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I feel like this was a really, really important episode. I hope that it helps you guys. I hope that it gives you a little bit of clarity. I hope that it unblocks something for you or helps you see something from a different perspective. I hope it feels like some sort of medicine for you and you're able to apply it in some way in your life. I hope it reached you, and I hope that it helps. And I hope that if it did help, that you'll send it to someone that might benefit from hearing this. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys for listening and for all your support. If you guys feel called to, please listen to my single called Can't Tame What's Wild. It's streaming right now on all streaming platforms. You can find it. I'll actually link it here in the description here, and you guys can follow that link and listen to the song. If you guys like it, feel free to let me know, message me, email me. Just find me and let me know how you feel about it, what you liked, what you didn't like. I feel like if you resonated at all with this message of today, you will really, really resonate with the song and the message of the song. The song is really meant to comfort you and comfort me and remind us of just all of the strength and love that's coursing through our veins, and that we're gonna find our way. We're gonna find our way, and in many ways we already have found our way. And yeah, I hope this supports you. I hope the song supports you, and I'm sending you guys so much love. Please be gentle with yourself. Please have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for others. Just do the best you can and give yourself love where you can, and stay mindful. Try to stay connected with your breath and with your environment, with your surroundings. Realize that you're never gonna be this version of yourself ever again. You're never gonna be this version again. Your parents are never gonna be the versions that they are again. Your parents are getting older. Your family's getting older. Your friends, everyone's aging. We're all getting older. No one knows what's promised tomorrow. We don't know if we're gonna be here tomorrow. We don't know. So please tell people that you love them. Please operate from a space of love. Try to just love people. Try to see people beyond their things that you perceive as toxic or negative. See beyond them. See their soul. Doesn't matter. So you can't create this life to be only surrounded by positive things or what you perceive as positive. There is beauty in every single thing. If you want to surround yourself with only spiritual people, that's just not realistic. There is spirituality and growth within surrounding yourself with people that are just talking about bullshit, that are just talking about surface level things. That's beautiful, and that's a spiritual experience, and you can be observing it from the lens of someone that is tuning in to the beauty of life. And so don't wait for your surroundings to be ideal, or don't wait for your group of friends to be perfect. Enjoy the things that are around you now and use them as your practice. See the beauty in this experience, because we never get to experience things the same way as they are now. They're gonna change. You're gonna change. Everything's gonna change. So just enjoy it, be in it, live from your heart. Live from your heart and really take the time to see people and to embrace people and to appreciate people and to appreciate yourself and where you live and what your life is about right now. Even if you don't know how it's going to change because you really want it to change. Just appreciate what it is right now and know that it's going to change, and try to do your best to increase your capacity to hold the fact that you want it to change and the fact that there's so much beauty still right here, right now. And so I hope you guys have a great week, and I love you guys so much, and yeah, we'll talk soon.